Hey, Michael, just kind of going over your Facebook ad designs. I think you might have been a little confused on what I was actually looking for here. Um, Actually, this is wrong. That's okay. I was looking for. Let's look at it here. Let's go in here and look. So your designs seemed a little bit rushed. Maybe a little too simplistic. Was hoping for a little bit more um, effort in the actual design of the ad. A lot of them were just really logos. There was no background on some of them, which is fine, I guess, but I just was hoping for just a little bit more artistic expression with you on those. Your ratio of your ads was kind of all over the place. You did include different imagery and text. So the ratio was supposed to be 1 to 1, which is like a perfect square, because this is a Facebook news feed image ad. And so I did, include a link either in the project worksheet or maybe in the Brightspace shell somewhere. And I did mention it in class too, that read through and you can get the size off of this out of this link here. And I'm not sure, maybe you did look at it, but you just missed that part. So you're not the only one that missed it. I should probably put that more clearly in the project worksheet. But it was something that I mentioned in class, and I just think you probably would have done a lot better on this project if you would have been in class more, because I would have seen what you were doing and I could have helped you along a little bit more than what you're able to do on your own. And like if you're confused about anything and I come and look at what you're doing, like I can kind of like tell you, hey, this is actually close to what I wanted, but like I wanted you to do this a little differently. And then, your grade will actually be better because, any kind of things that might slip through the cracks, I'm there to kind of help with. So design 3 ads. So you kind of didn't get that, but you did do different image, like imagery, headline text, description, buttons. But they were almost all the same. They just were like slightly different wording. So it wasn't actually like a different message in each ad, which was, probably partially my fault to kind of say, like, I actually am looking for a different message in each ad and not just a slightly the same message, but like just slightly different wording. Like, that's not what I was looking for necessarily. And that's kind of what you did in a lot of your ads. This was the main thing that hurt your grade, audience and goal for your ads. So I think the goal of your ads obviously is to get people to go to the movie, which I think, you're hitting those goals, but you didn't pick audience segments for each of your ads or for all of your ads, and you didn't target those audience segments with your design. So let's say maybe you wanted to target young kids. You might use like really bright colors that kids like. You would use like more of a playful font. You would use playful text, and just more of a kid-oriented angle would be good. And then you could also target like older adults, but maybe the fonts that you use and the colors you use would be more subdued and more targeted towards adults. And your text obviously would be the same. So, and your message. So maybe it would be targeted towards parents of kids that want to go to this movie, and you could say, bring, or you could target college students, and you could say, bring your college ID and get a free popcorn or something, just to kind of target that specific person that's out there in the in the world that you're trying to reach. Basically, was what I was hoping for. And I think that the fact that you were out of class quite a bit during this time was really partially why maybe you didn't quite get what you needed there. And so you did give me the correct file formats and the correct naming conventions, so that really helped to save your grade a little bit more. So I just have some of Elaine's ads pulled up, and I'm really thinking that this is going to help you kind of visualize what I was looking for with like targeting a certain audience a little bit. So she did have her book exchange, and she did come browse our large selection of discounted kids books. So she's targeting parents of children, and then she has this child reading with this kitty and spark their imagination. So parents that really want to like use books to teach their children, or and then it talks about visiting the Facebook page, which is a call to action. Store located in the atrium. She didn't really mix these up as much, so that's not the best, but her audience segments are really great. So she also did vinyl lovers. So this is an ad targeted at people that are into vinyl specifically, and it features, text and imagery that targets that specific audience out there in Havre, basically. And then here's, enjoy a cup of tea and a good book in our newly added tea corner. So she's kind of talking about that tea corner that they added at the book exchange. She's targeting females. So she has a woman in the ad that enjoy books and, enjoy reading. And that's who she's targeting with this ad. And she's also mentioning that tea corner, which is kind of cool. So she's just trying to, her goal is just to get people in the store. And this will help with that, and also to direct them to the Facebook page. So I think, with yours, you just didn't really get the audience segment right. I think you have the goal down. You just don't have your audience segments figured out quite right. So anyway, we'll talk to you soon.